we have so many college basketball clients. I mean, I put on a game every night, ESPN, Peacock, Fox, BTN, there will be one of our guys.
So at the Montag Group, what do you do for your clients?
Well, I'm, as you say, executive vice president, but at the end of the day, I'm an agent and have been for almost 30 years, representing talent, negotiating the contracts with the networks, trying to secure marketing opportunities and other supplemental income for the clients. But I also work with, the younger agents and advise and monitor what they're doing. And the Montag Group's kind of a boutique sort of feel. And it is a small group of employees who are working together. Of course, the agents, marketing, support, and whatever we do. But I'm still looking, to bring on new talent. And we're very fortunate, Wayne, in that we get a ton of referrals. Why not, right? We've been around a long time. You get a lot of referrals, but you have to be selective. You have to be passionate about who you represent. It's hard to do I'll do a favor for somebody, we'll take them on. It doesn't work that way. You can't be successful that way. And most importantly, it's not fair to the talent. If you're not fully committed and believe in what they want and their goals, then we're just all wasting each other's time. So we like to be very upfront and clear about it at the beginning.
So what has it been like, all these years working with Sandy and sort of bringing your worlds together?
Yeah, I didn't know Sandy that well, to be honest. I met him a few times over the years, but I was on my own for 12 years, from 2005 to 2017. I had my own small agency called Vision Sports. So I met him at a couple events here and there, but really didn't have a strong relationship. And then we met, I think it was maybe 16 or 17, 2016, 17, we started chatting a little bit. But anyway, because he left IMG after all those years and started the Montag Group. So I was, watching it, what have you, and I just, developed more of a relationship with him. And the appropriate time was 2018 when he asked me to join him. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. This is a great fit. I love how he represents his clients, and I thought we'd be a great team together.
That's so great to hear. I mean, so you talk about how you work with your clients. I mean, talk about someone like whether it's Kenny or Jalen or Shams. I mean, what is it like to help them, and what do you do almost on a daily basis with them?
Well, each client's different. That's just the reality of it all, right? Kenny Smith, I can't believe it. I've been with Kenny for 27, 28 years. It's just hard to believe. We were both young at that time. But anyway, Kenny is obviously at a point now in his career where he's got the inside the NBA. Big changes, as you know, this year, right? Going from Turner all these years at ESPN. So that just took a lot of conversations over the course of the year and all the speculation of what's going to happen with this show. So there was constant contact with him and Turner, and just to see what is going on here, guys. There's a lot of rumors and speculation. What's reality? Ended up, of course, licensing the deal to ESPN. But Kenny, as it's out there, did a separate deal, which we're proud of, where he did a supplemental or separate deal with ESPN for additional appearances on select shows, First Take, maybe NBA Today, to complement and supplement what he does for Inside the NBA. So Kenny, he loves it because he wants to be out there, wants to do more, and he's active. And so in addition to Inside the NBA, you're going to start to see him probably after the Super Bowl more often on First Take and some of these other shows. So that's Kenny. Again, everyone's different, right? So Shams, I met Shams when he was in college.
Wow.
College, okay? So Shams is now 31. When he was in college and working for Yahoo approached him to do stuff while he was in school, which is incredible. So look where he is now. It really was fascinating when Woj retired. I think it was August, whatever it was, someday in August last year, 24. We were close to accepting deals with others, renewals with his current employers. Okay, great, let's go. It's August. And literally that day, we hear from that Woj retired, and oh boy, let's take a step back for a minute. And of course, like any good agent, you want to hear from, the leader in ESPN and hear what they have to say. Big NBA partner, news 24/7, kind of fits a guy like Shams who has news 24/7. So before we did anything, we reached out to ESPN, and they, thank goodness, had interest, and we got the deal done. So, and he's doing exceptionally well, incredible. So really, really thriving. So again, every client is different. You can name a client. I'll give you a story in terms of how they were marketed and how they were represented. But the thing, I guess, Wayne, that I think Sandy and I pride ourselves on is communication. Like, you just got to stay in contact with clients. You can't just send them a text once in a while. You got to pick up the phone and talk to them like the old school. So that's what we're doing, and it's been successful.
Well, going back to Kenny, I mean, what it's amazing, like all those years that you've known him. Did you kind of say to him and whisper in his ear that this running to the board, on the show, was that your thing, or?
No, I won't take credit for the creativity on these shows. No way. That's all the talent. Kenny is extremely creative and fun, and he knows what can get Barkley going and Shaq going. Kenny's got a very creative and like a production sort of mind. He's not just a talent that they tell what to do, go do that. He really brings a lot of ideas. A lot of the ideas over the years on Turner that you see, those little clips and segments and fun, came from him. In conjunction with, their, of course, top producers and such. But he has a lot of cool ideas. Running to the board has become, my God, so popular. And so many other ideas over the years. But that's not me. That's them. Kenny.
He's the point guard, right? I mean,
he's the point guard. Runs the show.
But take us maybe, if you can, behind the scenes, right? I mean, those guys spend so much time. They don't just show up on the set. They're there for hours and hours. They're late nights. They're down in Atlanta. I mean, there's a lot of, and then now traveling all over the place. Different games. I mean, it's a lot.
It is. I mean, these guys. I don't know how many years ago that Kenny and the guys on Inside said, no more production meetings. They used to have production meetings, and then it just didn't work. And they just said, let's take the green room, what we do in the green room, and just bring it to the show. And I believe that's happened ever since, and it's been incredible success. You're asking about them, they're, as you know, a very unique group, right? It's not always like this, the way the guys on Inside do things. It's one of the best shows, if not the best show of all time, studio-wise. So, more traditional ESPN shows, I wouldn't say are like that. But these guys are special and unique. And, now the schedule is going to start to really pick up on Inside the NBA. You're going to see them a ton all the way through the NBA Finals for the first time, right? Because it's always been up to the conference finals on right. Turner. But now ESPN with the NBA Finals, they're going to go all the way through on site. It's going to be electric. And, again, just thrilled that it all worked out. And you got to give Turner and ESPN leaders a ton of credit. Like, who would have thought in a million years Turner would license the Inside the NBA show to ESPN? Got to give those guys a lot of credit for getting it done.
Normally, you said earlier, kind of like you stay in touch with these guys. You're constantly talking with them and kind of making sure you're taking care of all their wants and needs. But when they are on the set or they're or out somewhere, are you there? Do you go to these events with them?
I go to some events. I mean, they're working, so I don't want to, I guess be in front of them too much. But I probably will start going out more because I just think, as you just said, how important it is. Sandy's at every big event. Sandy doesn't stop. He's at every big event. Super Bowls, championships, Final Fours. I'll go to Super Bowls and Final Fours and select events as well. And when clients come to New York, where we're based in New York, every client comes through New York for something. So it's nice. We'll go see the client, maybe go to the event. But once the game starts, obviously they're working. But if I'm watching at home, which I do a ton, especially now, Wayne, we have so many college basketball clients. I mean, I put on a game every night, ESPN, Peacock, Fox, BTN, there will be one of our guys. So I'm flipping around watching. And what I love to do is, hey, you sound great, or hey, man, your energy needs a little work. You know what I mean? Or great point on that inbound pass. I will text them during the game, and at halftime they'll check their phones and say thanks. I appreciate it. So it's nice, you give them instant feedback, because that's one thing clients really crave, Wayne, is feedback. They don't necessarily get a ton from the networks because the networks are so busy and there's so much talent. It's so hard to give everybody feedback. We can. I can. I got time. So I'll give feedback. I'll write up some things for clients. Hey, I watched the first half last night. Here's a review. Here are 4 or 5 points that you should do better, in my opinion. Have I been on the air to do a game before? No. But I know after all these years what networks look for, what fans and viewers want from the analyst, from the play-by-play. So our group, as I'm saying as a whole, we're very good at giving feedback.